the National Religious Partnership Media and Radio. Let's now go to the newscast right here as we bring it to you this year, Thursday morning. A very pleasant morning to you and welcome to our platforms. That's nrpmediaja.com. That's our radio platform. Also, Facebook and YouTube at NRP Media JA. It's a Thursday, January 18, 2024. I am Leon Nash with the NRP Break of a Day newscast. Here are the headlines. PNP urges governments to provide clear answers to the mounting questions surrounding contracts between the National Housing Trust (NHT) and several developers across the island. And the PNP is also calling on the governments to ensure that water supplies are not further disrupted during the road improvement project from Runaway Bay to Brownstown. Employers warned against the misuse of fixed-term contracts. Police seize over $100 million worth of what is believed to be counterfeit goods in downtown Kingston. And in sports, sports ministers in the Caribbean being encouraged to attend or send representatives to the upcoming meeting of the Sports Council of the Americas. The news today is brought to you courtesy of NRP Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
Celebrating 3 years since our inception, the NRP brand of radio and other social media platforms on NRP Media JA is your newest online platform accessible for the promotion of your church and community activities along with news and sports related information. It's the platform you have been longing for. So call us today at 876-336-9928 or email us at nationalreligiousmedia@gmail.com.
NRP Media and Radio, reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations.
And now the news. The People's National Party is urging the government to provide clear answers to the mounting questions surrounding contracts between the National Housing Trust (NHT) and several developers across the island. Junior Shadow Minister on Housing and Sustainable Living, Kevar Barnett, in a release says he has received information regarding challenges faced by the NHT in its dealings with certain developers contracted to construct houses for the institution. Mr. Bennett stated that the most recent of such cases was reported in the Gleaner on Sunday, January 14, 2024. And while expressing his concerns, Mr. Bennett pointed out that this matter has reached the court for adjudication. However, he says despite the decision being reached between the court and the parties involved, the public remains uninformed. He further emphasized that as a public institution, the NHT extends funds contributed by taxpayers who have a right to be kept informed. As such, he has appealed to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who oversees the NHT, to disclose the status of cases involving Dexim Holdings Limited and any other developers encountering issues with the NHT. Mr. Bennett added that he is troubled by the specific case with Dexim Holding, where a contract for the construction of 200 houses, initially priced at $12.5 million each, is now subject to a demand for $18.5 million. This discrepancy is unacceptable and contributes to the ongoing challenge the police, young professionals, civil servants, nurses, teachers, and persons with disabilities are encountering in obtaining affordable housing. Meanwhile, the junior shadow minister also raised additional concerns about other NHT projects. Mr. Bennett cited also that the delayed completion of the NHT office in Maypen, Clarendon, and questioned when this will be Let me do it again. Mr. Bennett cited also the delayed completion of the NHD office in Maypen, Clarendon, and questioned when will this building be completed. He asked the NHD and the government to provide answers as to who currently operates the office space occupied by the NHD in Maypen. He has also questioned whether the same contractor responsible for the building of the NHD office in Maypen is the said one occupying the facility. Mr. Bennett emphasized that the Prime Minister holds a fiduciary responsibility to the people of Jamaica through his portfolio oversight of the NHT and should therefore provide the nation with nothing but the unadulterated truth regarding these NHT contracts with developers. Meanwhile, the opposition People's National Party is calling on the government to ensure that water supplies are not further disrupted. The road improvement project now underway at the Runaway Bay to bounce down. The Shadow Minister of Water, Ian Hales, in a release last evening, pointed out that he joins in deep concern with the residents who have been grappling with persistent water shortages since 2020. Mr. Hales says that the situation has been exacerbated by excessive developments taking place in and around the Runaway Bay area. Mr. Hales says while acknowledging the importance of development projects like the road improvements, the party believes that in conjunction with the Water Commission NWC has a duty to ensure that there is a capacity to handle the additional developments while serving residents and businesses in the area. He said communities in St. Anne, especially those in Mount Edgecombe that were receiving water from the NWC, have expressed deep concerns about the disruption to their water supply during the project. The Shadow Minister emphasized the need for a comprehensive strategy to ensure that citizens do not suffer the consequences of progress. He further points out that widespread demonstrations by citizens across Jamaica reflect a lack of care and understanding from the government. Mr. Hales is calling on the government to prioritize the water needs of its citizens and to ensure that development projects are executed in a manner that does not compromise essential services. According to, I beg your pardon, and we continue now with the news. Employers are being warned against the use of fixed term contracts and to abide by the country's labor laws. Minister of Labor and Social Security, Pernell Charles Jr., made the appeal during a Labor Advisory Council subcommittee focus group workshop on fixed term contracts at the Spanish Town Hotel in Kingston on January 16. According to Mr. Charles, fixed term employment is a contract in which an employer, company, or an enterprise hires an employee for a specific period of time. As that a firm stance is being taken in ensuring that workers are protected by raising the conversation and advancing their awareness of the issues, and then to move to monitoring and enforcement. Mr. Charles says that the government will not only remain concerned, but will become active, ensuring that best practices are promoted and where there are challenges that violate the spirit of fair labor laws, that these are exposed and the consequences enforced. The minister argued that employers and employees, or that should be the minister, argued that employers and employees must be made aware of negatives and positives of the arrangements and the various impacts as businesses will be tarnished if it is exposed that they are engaging in these types of practices. On the crime scene, detectives assigned to the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch at CTOC seized a large quantity of counterfeit goods during an operation on Barry Street, downtown Kingston, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 3:45 p.m. yesterday. One man was arrested in relation to this seizure. Reports are that the lawmen were in the area when an establishment was searched. During the search of the premises, several Crocs footwear, which is believed to be counterfeit, were being sold. This seizure has an estimated street value of over $100 million. The identity of the man in custody is being withheld pending further investigations. Meanwhile, officers assigned to the Portland Police Division have charged 34-year-old Tajon Hunt, a construction worker of Baker Street, Hope Bay in Portland, with 2 counts of larceny of a motor vehicle following an operation that occurred in Canewood, Hope Bay in the parish on Tuesday, January 16. Reports found that the lawmen were conducting an operation in the area between 7 a.m. and 12 p.m. when 2 Toyota Probox motor vehicles were found, one silver and the other blue model, which was reportedly stolen in St. Thomas on October 16. 2023. The other, a blue model, which was reported stolen from Sherwood Forest, Portland on December 3, 2023, was totally dismantled and the chassis number erased. Hunt was then subsequently arrested and charged on Wednesday, January 17, 2024, after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Is being finalized. Finally, investigators assigned to the Center for Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, CISOCA, say they have taken note of a viral video that is being circulated on social media where a woman is seen physically abusing a girl. In the 14 seconds long video, a girl is seen on the floor of a house, and the woman is seen kicking and trampling over her on the head and upper body many times. In light of this, the police say they are making an urgent appeal to the woman to turn herself in immediately. Meanwhile, anyone with information that can assist the police with their investigation is being asked to contact at 876-9269, Crime Stop at 311, the 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. You're listening to news on NRP Radio, your primary Christian source for news and sports. The weather on nrpmediaja.com and nrpmediaja on YouTube and Facebook. Reaching you where you are, no boundaries, no limitation. The time is now 6:43. And now let's give you some sporting information brought to you by Hepburn's Glass. They are located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock. Float glasses. We have in stock gloves and cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 9080962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
And at 6:44 and a half, it's now time for sports. Ministers of sports across the Caribbean, or ministers of sport across the Caribbean, are being encouraged to attend or send a representative to the upcoming meeting of the Sports Council of the Americas, slated for April 24 and 25 in Washington, D.C. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport, Olivia Grange, who made the call, underscored the importance of doing so. According to her, the participation at the policy level is critical and will help to shape decisions made at the Central American and the Caribbean Sport Council and the Sport Council of the Americas CADE meetings. Ms. Grange added that it is an opportunity for the ministers to share best practices and collaborate with their counterparts. She was speaking during the Third World Anti-Doping Agency WADA Forum for Caribbean Sport Ministers on Tuesday, January 16 at the Jamaica Conference Center in downtown Kingston. WADA's president, Witold Banka, along with the sports ministers and representatives from several countries, are attending the forum. Jamaica now occupies a seat on the WADA Foundation board following a decision during last year's meeting of the CADE. Ms. Grange, who participated for the first time as a member of the foundation board during its annual meeting in Montreal last November, assured the ministers that she is committed to ensuring that whatever information is received with regard to the hosting of these meetings is shared. On football, as the Portland FA Western Union Major League continues today, Progressive FC will be hosting Manchinale CC at Carter Park in what is expected to be a thriller for football fans in the East. Yesterday, when the matches resumed from the weekend, Wi-Fi United defeated Kensington SC 4-0 at Snow Hill. Goals were scored by Tennis Allen in the second minute, Keandre Wilson in the 23rd, and Richard Chin in the 44th, and Denroy Dennis in the 88th. And finally, England midfielder Jordan Henderson is close to joining Ajax in a permanent move, with his contract at the Saudi club Al Ettifaq set to be terminated. Preparations are being made for his arrival in Amsterdam, but no deal has been concluded. The 33-year-old a 3-year contract worth a reported £700,000 a week ago with Al Ettifaq when he left Liverpool in a £12 million deal in July. However, reports have suggested that he is unhappy and wants to return to Europe. Henderson linked up with ex-Liverpool captain Steven Gerrard, who is Al Ettifaq manager, but appears to be heading back to Europe, having made just 17 appearances in the Saudi Pro League. That's sports. In our NRP Break of Day newscast, brought to you by Hepburn's Glass. They are located at 13 Chisholm Avenue in Kingston, Jamaica. Let's hear from them one more time.
Hepburn's Glass Supplies is the latest trend-setting supplier of glass and mirrors in the industry. We specialize in tinted and clear glasses, as well as mirrors for all your windows, doors, and closets at very competitive prices. To maximize your shopping experience, we stock 316 and 1/8 mirror thickness and 316 and quarter thickness in our entire stock of float glasses. We have in stock gloves, cutters, and suction cups at unbeatable prices. Our customer service is second to none, with same-day cutting for your specific measurements. Visit our office at 13 Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13. Call us at 908-0962 or email hepburn.glass@gmail.com. Hepburn's Glass. Quality service is our priority.
All right, thank you very much for staying with us right here on NRP Radio. You just heard the sports item, and we're going to tell you that we promise you to bring a good news story as often as we can. But if you know of or are aware of any event or person whose good story we should highlight, we're asking information to our email address. Write this down. It's nationalreligiousmediaja@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp 876-336-9928. That's 876-336-9928. Call or WhatsApp and let us know so that we can carry these stories in our newscast. That's the local news, though. And sports, stand by now for the latest international news, courtesy of the Voice of America.
This is VOA News. I'm Michael Brown. U.S. Central Command Forces conducted strikes on 14 Iran-backed Houthi missiles that were loaded to be fired in Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. The military said in a statement late Wednesday that these strikes, along with other actions taken, will degrade the Houthis' capabilities to continue their reckless attacks on international and commercial shipping in areas including the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. U.S. President Joe Biden met with congressional leaders over complex talks to unlock aid for Ukraine, Israel, and other U.S. allies as Republicans continue to push for tougher measures on immigration. The AP's Lisa Dwyer has more.
While President Joe Biden's national security team sought to underscore the importance of unlocking Ukraine funding, House Speaker Mike Johnson continues to push the White House and Senate negotiators on immigration measures that go beyond what some say Biden is willing to accept.
We understand that there's concern about the safety, security, sovereignty of Ukraine, but the American people have those same concerns about our own domestic sovereignty and our safety and our security.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that there was large agreement amongst the attendees that Congress needed to act on both Ukraine and the U.S. border.
I am more optimistic than ever before that we'd come to an agreement. I put the chances a little bit greater than half now, and that's the first time I can say that.
I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Pakistan said Thursday that its military carried out strikes against terrorist hideouts in neighboring Iran 2 days after Tehran bombed what it said were Iranian terrorists sheltering on Pakistan soil. Iran state media quoted security officials as saying Pakistani strikes killed at least 7 non-Iranian nationals in the southeastern border city of Servan. For more news, please join us at voanews.com. This is VOA News.
And we want to say thanks to you for listening there to the latest VOA News, the news from the international scene, courtesy of our partner, the Voice of America. Let's now go on over to providing you with the latest from the Met Service, and that's the latest weather report and forecast. The National Meteorological Service of Jamaica is reporting that there is a significant feature of a weak high-pressure ridge across Jamaica. The ridge is expected to weaken further today, and the trough is expected to move into the vicinity of the island on Friday. In the 24-hour forecast this morning, isolated showers across eastern patches, mainly sunny elsewhere. This afternoon, expect partly cloudy conditions with possible showers across hilly areas. Tonight, partly cloudy. In the 3-day forecast starting tomorrow, that's Friday through to Sunday, on Friday, expect isolated showers across north, central, and eastern patches. Isolated afternoon showers across central and western patches. On Saturday, it will be mainly sunny in the morning, partly cloudy in the afternoon. On Sunday, partly cloudy in the morning, isolated afternoon showers across sections of southern patches. Other current regional weather features at this time, there is a stationary front across western Cuba. And in terms of maximum temperature expected for Kingston and Montego Bay today, for Kingston, 32 degrees Celsius. For Montego Bay, 31 degrees Celsius. That is the latest weather report and forecast right here in the NRP Break of Day Newscast. With that, we've come to the end of our news presentation this morning. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. PNP urges governments to provide clear answers to mounting questions surrounding contracts between the National Housing Trust (NHT) and several developers across the island. And the PNP is also calling on the government to ensure that water supplies are not further disrupted during the road improvement project from Runaway Bay to Brownstown. Employers warned against the misuse of fixed-term contracts. Police seized over $100 million worth of what is believed to be counterfeit goods in downtown Kingston. And in sports ministers in the Caribbean being encouraged to attend or send a representative to the upcoming meeting of the Sport Council of the Americas. The full package of news today to you courtesy of reaching you where you are. No boundaries, no limitations. Here is your invitation to join us again this evening at 6:30 for the NRP Evening News Roundup. We encourage you to join this growing medium, feel fulfilled and informed. On behalf of the news and production teams, I am Leon Nash for NRP News. have for yourselves a good rest of your morning, and reminding you that coming up on the radio platform in 5 minutes' time will be the program Let the Word Speak with Reverend Paul Blair. For those of you who are on the YouTube and Facebook accounts, we urge you go on over to the radio platform at this time as we log off of the social media at this moment and head back to normal programming on radio. We thank you, though, for joining us on the newscast this morning, and we look forward to you coming back on later on in the evening time.